How's it everyone? Aaron Summit here from our channel Look at That View. We've pulled over next to a loch in Scotland. We're currently on a road trip for a few days around Scotland, and we thought it'd be a good opportunity to share some details of our experience with our new roof space tent. We have had it for a few months, but most of the time in the UK it's been winter, so we've been able to test it out here and there, but we thought we'd come up to Scotland and give it a good run, living out of it day to day for over a week, and want to tell you a bit more about it. So a little bit of backstory for us and how we ended up with the Roof Space 4. So initially I had done loads and loads of research because we're planning a 6-month road trip next year going through Europe, so we needed the perfect thing to live out of, to keep us warm, keep us dry and give us enough space, and also wanted something to be able to last. As you might see, we've got a Defender here, which is also a new item to us that we absolutely love and adore, but we wanted to be able to get a roof tent that can kind of match the experience. We want to be able to take it on as many adventures as possible and kind of not have too many limits, so we needed something that was durable. So I did do a lot of research to make sure I got a tent that was going to last. And initially, Roof Space wasn't the first company I'd stumbled upon. I'd done a lot of research and we ended up going with a different brand, and we went to the NEC at Birmingham, and we trialed out the brand there that we had liked, as well as a few others, and we stumbled across Roof Space and we met with an incredible sales rep who really showed passion for the brand itself and was talking about it. So the one we've got behind us here, the Roof Space 4, is the larger of the two, so it can sleep up to 4 people, maybe 4 adults and a kid or something like that. It's quite a big one. It's a super king size footprint on the inside when we have it set up, which we'll do a bit later. But really want to talk about why this one stole the show for me. So like I said, initially I had been convinced I was going with a different way, but I wanted something that could maximize the space, and that's what you really get out of a soft shell tent. But we also wanted something that was durable and was going to last long, which is what you get out of a hard shell tent. And most hard shell tents have the clamshell shape, whereas this one doesn't. You can see it's got the lovely aluminium frame, casing, sorry, and that protects it from the elements. As you can see, Scotland ain't so sunny right now, but when we're out and about 4x4, and it can get battered up quite a bit, and that protects the tent on the inside. But when we open up for you, you'll see it's got a soft shell setup, meaning that you get that space and flexibility that you normally enjoy out of a soft shell tent. And it also has some real cool features that I will show you a bit later on, where you can get a panoramic view on both sides of the tent, and it's got some cool add-on and accessories that we are slowly but surely purchasing along the way to make it an even better experience and a better setup. So for every one of you, if you go down this avenue and get a Roof Space, it'll be a slightly different setup. For us, we've had to customize it to meet our criteria. I wanted to make sure I had a particular roof rack on this particular car. So the Roof Space itself comes in that brilliant hard shell case, which allows you to kind of put it on any vehicle and adapt it where you need. But you can see on us, if we come around this side, you can see on ours here, we've got it on a front runner slimline roof rack, which allows it to stay nice and close to the car, so it's not too high because it's already a tall vehicle. And it does have below, which you can't see, it's tucked away, 2 running strips. Don't know what the technical term is, but 2 running strips which sits on top of all the slats. So this is a slatted roof rack, but if you had roof bars, you could mount it on there as well. So at the moment, it does look like it's well mounted on, which it is, but it's just got 4 brackets that go over the slats, and it's basically just a basic screwed on system. There are different fancy connections you can get to adapt it, but what I just want to put across is that you can kind of get it on any type of vehicle. However, because this is the roof space 4, you are looking at, I think it's just over 100 kilos, 104 kilograms of the actual roof tent itself, with all the material and everything inside, and the king size mattress, super king size mattress. It does make it a little heavier, so you just got to make sure your car can take it. Thankfully with our Defender it can, and like I said, we went above and beyond, and we've got a really solid roof rack that can take the full weight. This means that when we open it up, we've got a nice secure setup. And when we have the roof tent over, I'll also show you its cool system that allows you, it's like a counterbalance system. That means that when half of it is hanging over the side of the car, you've got quite a lot of strength, so you don't have to rely on the ladder. Obviously it's recommended that you do, but it allows us to have that strength and stability. Another factor of why I love it, because it's well engineered. In a way it's over engineered for its purpose, but it means it'll last longer. If we come around to the back, you'll see on our vehicle it is slightly off-centered. So because of our roof rack setup, it does actually have a little lip, which is why you can't see the running feet of the roof space itself. It's tucked away, but it does have a lip, which means we've had to keep it up and slightly over to the right, which means when it opens up, it doesn't interfere with the roof rack or get in the way. So it is slightly off-centered, but it's also allowed us enough room to fit our awning on the side as well, which we found some nice brackets for. So all in all, it's a great setup for us, and it works perfectly and it's well secure. So looking over here, you can see we've got different connections and insert points for all the poles, and you've got this nice rubber seam going along. So just looking at that in detail just shows you kind of a good construction. Everything's well sealed, it's all watertight, and allows it to all work seamlessly and last. It's quite durable. You can also adjust all these brackets, so you might not be able to see it on this side at the moment, but you can see there's a slight bigger gap here. We have got a bit of bedding in there, which is why we've allowed ourselves a little more gap, but the brackets are clamped down on that side, which I'll show you an example of one over here. There's 2 of these brackets on the other open side, the side that opens up, and they're adjustable, so you can loosen them and twizzle them around, which allow you to tighten it if need be, if you don't have the bedding in, and make sure you've got a nice watertight seal or dustproof seal. I just want to talk a little bit about what you can add to this casing. While it's all closed, we're just talking about the casing itself and the design. So one of the cool things which we are yet to get, we've ordered some, they're en route, is you can get L tracks which you can actually mount to the casing of this tent on the top. So as you can imagine, this tent takes up the whole roof of this Defender. This is a 110 Defender, so it's quite a large vehicle. So it's a big surface area for you to be able to utilize the top. So if you have the strength in your roof rack and your vehicle, you might want to put more things on the roof or mount things down, which we are going to do for our trip next year. So we're going to get L tracks mounted onto the top of this casing, which again just shows you the durability of it. And once we have that on, we can mount a few more things on. So that's what we are going to do with our roof, the case itself. We're going to add the L tracks on the top to try and maximize storage space. But another good use of that surface area at the top is if you wanted to mount a solar panel, or if you wanted to go fully extreme and go as tall as possible and put some bike racks on the top, like you've seen in other brands do with their roof tents. You can do it. Like I said, it's a strong case, which really shows for its durability. So that's enough for now about the closed case. We're going to move on and go and find a nice camping spot this evening for our night in Scotland, and I can tell you a bit more about the roof tent once you start opening it up. Go from there. How's it everyone? Welcome back. We have found our spot for the night. So I thought I would set the roof tent up and I can talk through what I love about it and kind of why I've gone with it. First off, I have started by reducing the height of our car. So because it's quite tall and luckily it is on air suspension, we can drop it down as low as possible, which I've done now. And then I'm going to start setting up. So firstly with this one, you would come up here and you can see we've got these clamps on this side. So it is starting to rain, but we've got to go for it anyway. So I've just got to flip that one off and do the same on the other side. So I'll just go around here. Once they're flipped off, there are going to be different ways to do it, but I'll just flip this up and over. Just little clips that pop out there. And that clips on there nicely. And then tucked away here is the rope. You come around all the way to this side. Obviously it'll be slightly different depending on your setup, but we've got the awning here, so I've got to make sure I don't get that in the way. Clip it on there, undo this clip here, and the other side. Oh yeah, so we pop those two clips off. So you'll see the tent starts to go up by itself. This has just popped up there. You can use either side, or you could clip it onto that corner there and pull it that way, but I find this is the easiest way for me to do it with the height of our car as well. So if I throw this all the way over, then it's a case of walking around, it should be easy enough for anyone to do, and you just pull it a little bit and the tent opens up quite nicely. So we have been using this tent, so it's a little bit wet still, and it is currently raining as well. But it has got its own shock absorbers on the inside, which is why it comes down nice and slowly, so it doesn't just knock you out on the way down. And also you can do one, if you want, you can actually use this, and it's got a nice little clip on it, and you could clip it to somewhere on your car like that, and then you can tighten it up if you want. Let's say it's a bit windy and you're worried about the tent folding back up on you before you've got your ladder on, so you could use that to really pull it down and keep it out the way. And then lastly, this is what you would have done if it was a bit shorter. You might have been able to do this, but this then just clips in there, and that keeps this lid out the way. So I think it's really well thought out. You can also adjust these straps there on either side as well, just so the lid doesn't flap around. And then if you come in a bit closer, you can see here you've got this bag, and this is where you'll store your poles for your windows, which I'll put up shortly, as well as this is a little pouch where I got that rope from earlier to help me open the tent up. And yeah, so when we come up to here, you ideally want to pull your corners down over the edges like that and do it all the way around on all four corners. Again, my setup is slightly different, so I have a few things in the way, but I managed to tuck mine under like that. You can see how repellent, water repellent the material is. And lastly, same on that side. Put in. Then you've got the ladder, it comes in a nice bag, so you just want to take the ladder out the bag. Ours is well used. You're just taking the clip off there like that, and then if you come in closer, you can see here you've got two handles, and you can see they're really well forged on, really well mounted on, and there's little slots here where the ladder slides on. You just want to be careful not to catch your padded material. So this is well thought out, just so you don't hurt your knees or your legs or feet when you come in and out the tent. There's a little bit of padding there, but you just want to get the ladder tucked in onto the handles like that. That'll slot on, and they kind of stick in place once you slide them on, so that can't come off. And then you can just adjust it down to whatever length. So our car's quite tall, so that should do there. I'll just clip that back on so it's out the way. Brilliant. So we can come around now and get your poles from out of here for your windows. Like I said earlier, they're nicely stored away in here, which I think is quite a nice design. So if I do the front two first, set that back up. So if you come up the ladder, again, those handles as well have got two holes in them, one on each side, and that's where these poles will slide through this hole in the fabric and into that hole in the handle. It's really secure, really steady fixture on both sides. This is how I'd like to do it first. And then, because of the weather we have had, and we have the accessory, which is the light base we've had on, we've tucked away the little hooded entrance, but I'm going to put it back up so you can see it like this. So just loosen the hooded entrance here, like that. And then as you can see, it's got some nice reinforced rubber eyelets they can just hook it onto. Just like that. And then as well, it's got side walls as well to protect you as you're coming in and out. So they're just nicely folded up, and as you can see, everything's got little ties to wrap everything away. And then this just easily goes onto these nice zips, just like that. And then your side wall is connected. And I'll do the same on the other side. And what's really nice as well is not only are these all adjustable all through the tent, so it makes it easier to put it on and off, and even if you've rolled it up badly, you can just loosen your tie right on that side, put it through, and then pull it tight nicely like that. I think it's really, really good attention to detail, and they've thought about how it's actually going to be used and to make it practical. And then all the zips have got rubber casings on the little pieces of rope. I don't know what the technical term is for it, but it means that when it's blown around in the wind, you're not getting any tap-in noises. And that zips up. And that's it really, that's all set up. That's your basic setup there. And yeah. Very cool. So now that the main part of the tent is up, that's basically it done. There's a few other bits and pieces I'm going to show you now that help with ventilation as well as opening the side windows. All depends on what you want of your setup and how long you're going to have a setup for. The weather's cleared a little bit now, so I'm going to happily open up the windows, make sure we're not letting any rain in, so we'll be good. So I'll just grab this bits and pieces out the way. Take my two window sticks. This is easier, it's done from the inside of the tent for us because of how tall the car is. So I've just opened the main door, and then inside it has got a mosquito net as well. And all the windows have mosquito nets as well as all the vents. So pardon me, I'm going to take my shoes off. I like to keep it nice and clean. So I'm come over to the one side, and I have to first open the internal net. Once that's out the way, I can unzip the window on the outside. This is where I can pop out, hello. And you'll see there's a nice little eyelet hole here, and then there's a nice solid fixture there. So slot it through there. Obviously after a while you won't have to stick your head out to do it, but just to show you. And there's another eyelet hole there, and that's it, that's your window open. You can see here as well, there's your fly net or your mosquito net, which zips all the way closed, and if not, you can just roll it up. And again, we have these incredible adjustable little straps so that it can be kept out the way, just like that. Fantastic. So what I do recommend as well is making sure you open up your little vent as well. This helps with the circulation and avoids any condensation. You can do this normally. We don't even open the windows if we've got bad weather. We'll just stick a hand out the side and you'll see there's this up here. If you just lift it away from the tent, there's a little bar that pops down and you just slide it in like that. It's got a little Velcro and it gives you ventilation from the top as well. It's got it on both sides, so I'll do both sides. And then there's also one at the back of the tent and main ventilation there. Let me show you that next. So as you come up into the tent, you'll see we have got our bedding in here. So this is in use. It's not a staged review, it is in use. You can see here I've got that window open. That's where you've got the fly net or mosquito net and the window and a little vent over there. We've got the mesh on it there. And then as well, we've got lovely skylight above. We've also got a window here, which is a skylight. It might be hard to see with different lighting, but also another skylight there. As I said, it was loads of rain last night, so there's a little bit of condensation around. And then at the top here is another vent. So it's all meshed, but it's got a zip you can open up and get direct ventilation like that. Oil will come through the mesh. But then also you've got to stick your hand out. And then there are two bars like you saw earlier on the other window that you just pop over or pop out, and then it'll hold a little piece of material open, so it creates like a little roof for air to outflow up and in, and either through there like that or close it and through the mesh. So you can have ventilation and no bugs, ideally. And then I'll show you what I did with the other window here. So you can see, open the bug screen, and then open the rain net on the outside, or the rain shield, and then you just want to feel and pop that in the hole. Once that's in, you can just pull it up towards you and pop it in, dial it, and that holds it out like that nicely. Cool. So you've got loads of ventilation here. Last night we had quite a storm, so we had all the windows closed just to keep the rain out. Any moisture in the tent is condensation that is formed while the tent's been closed. It's actually incredible how waterproof it is. As mentioned earlier, we've only had this tent at the moment during the winter, and it's the only time I've been able to really utilize it. And that's when it's really shown how resistant it is to the weather. We've had bad winds. I was out in like 50 mile per hour winds, which don't suggest, but out in the Lake District, and it held up beautifully, and against the rain as well. No water got in, and good ventilation as well. So to go on a little bit more about the little intricate bits that exist inside the tent, and kind of the essential bits and pieces. So you've got a slightly larger than king size mattress. I mentioned earlier about king, super king, and the reason I mentioned both is because it's kind of an in-between. So you're going on about the mattress. You have a layer at the bottom here which is tucked in under the mattress, which is basically creates breathability and avoids any moisture buildup or condensation under the mattress. You can zip out the foam itself. It doesn't look entirely too thick, but out of all the reviews, when I was doing the research, after we convinced to go with this one, we were waiting for it to arrive. It's probably one of the bigger, thicker mattresses out there. And also, me being someone who enjoys comfortable rest, I haven't had an issue on this one. I've found it surprisingly comfortable despite its thickness, or thinness should I say. I think it's a brilliant sleep. And then going on to the structure itself, if you have a look here, you can see we've got this wired cabling, which is kind of that counterbalance system, how I understand it. Is here as a fail-safe in a way. The tent doesn't have to have it because it's got a really strong aluminium case or frame, but this allows that in case you are putting too much weight on the overhang edge, that weight will transfer through here and be shared across back down to the secured part of the tent, which is mounted to your car. This is what allows you to basically, not recommended, but doable, to actually hang off the edge of the tent without the ladder on, and it really has full structure and support, which you won't get in many other tents. So this is what I really love about that robust design. You've got really strong frame here, you've got your 3 poles, and then they've also, just again, attention to detail, love it. They've put this nice sub fabric around the poles, avoids any more moisture build-up because the poles obviously will get cold, and also just it's nice to the touch. And then in here you've got a nice LED strip that goes all the way across the other side, and you've got hooks, if you can see them, one there, another one behind me, and 2 by the door as well. And this LED strip here comes with a touch sensitive USB plug-in light, so you just have to plug into your power bank, and then you've got LED light across the tent, and it works perfectly. Really is good. And then just down here is where you've got your struts, so that when you're opening the tent it doesn't fall on top of you. So that's what's really helping it open and taking that weight when it's coming down, so it doesn't just fall on you. And then again, you've also got these pockets. So you've got 4 pockets, one here and one on each other corner. So you've got some nice storage space to keep your keys and cell phone or bits and pieces when you're in the tent as well, which is quite lovely. Then one of my favorite features, which we haven't yet been able to use as much because of the weather, but if you get a good day, you can turn it into a panoramic mode tent. And I will show you half of that. And that's basically on this side, you can do it, and on that side, you can unzip this entire section. So you still have a roof, it's still got shelter, but you can unzip it entirely and get a really good view. So you just go over here, and again, you've got these really high quality zips, really sturdy, with nice rubber ends so that they don't make a noise. And you can unzip the entire thing just like that. Just like that, you can unzip it, and you can tuck it around the edges. Obviously I've got the bedding in there, but you can tuck it around the edges, and it fits nicely around the edge of your mattress, and you can enjoy the view if you've got one, which thankfully today we do, and it's incredible. But it's a really good option to use. So you can do this on the other side of the tent as well, so you can have this view or this setup on both sides and just have a bit of a canopy. Another option which we have purchased as well is you can get a mosquito net. So when you have this open, there's a dual zip system here, so there's another zip built in which you can zip your mosquito net on. So this can all be meshed, so you can still have it open if you're having a really nice summer's evening, which we've yet to experience and can't wait. Then you can have it open but not get attacked by all the mosquitoes. So it's been really well thought out, and I'm looking forward to utilising it properly in the summer. And yeah, if you want to zip it back up, it's just a case of taking the edges and then guiding the zip back all the way over. So everything's already connected. Just guide it back on. And when you see one of these in person and you feel the fabric and just the attention to detail is fantastic. Like they've overlapped the outside so that you've got no water leaking in through the zip at any point, and none of the ends get stuck. It's just really cleverly designed. And then one thing I do need to point out is the space. So when you're closing this down, because it's in a case, the bars need to have somewhere to go. So not only does it give them space, you've got this for when they close down, it also allows you to have some room around your mattress when you're using it in a setup. So you've got a gap there, and other side around the back, and also if you have a look in front of you here, you've got quite a large gap here, and that's where I tucked my shoes away. So you can see, you can put the shoes there so that they don't dirty your mattress as much, and we utilize this quite a lot. I'm looking at maybe getting something to fit in here, maybe like a little tray to put my shoes in if they're muddy. But yeah, really well thought out, so I think it's really fantastic and well designed. Cool. Fantastic, guys. So I have opened this side up as well now, so you can see the full panoramic mode. You can see through the entire tent. So on a nice sunny day, and while it's not raining like now, you can have it open and just enjoy the view, as well as being sheltered and being comfy on a nice mattress. So that is the full setup and my thoughts on it and all the details that have gone into it. But the main reason I love this is just the attention to detail and how well it's been constructed. At the moment, you're going to find it hard to find fault in me about this tent because I do love it inside and out, and I do put a lot of thought and energy into making sure my purchases are exactly what I need it to be. And hopefully this review is as honest as it's going to get. Like you said, it's during our trip. Like I've said, it's during a trip of ours. So you can see all our bedding and everything is up there. But yeah, I think the only downside at the moment we've experienced with this is just storage space. So because of that hard shell casing, when it closes, you haven't got as much space as you might have in a normal soft shell tent. But the pros very vastly outweigh the con, and that's the only one we have. But we still managed to get 2 chunky pillows and all our bedding in there, as well as a ladder. So it does do a very good job. As for this tent compared to others on the market, it is on the high-end scale. It is a high-end tent, but it's well worth it in the end. It was out of our budget when we initially were looking at different tents, but it has been well worth the purchase so far, and we can't wait to actually properly test it out next year for 6 months straight. But so far, the few days in Scotland, it's been serving us well, and all through the winter in the UK, in Wales and the Lake District. No matter the weather, it's been fantastic. So yeah, really give a thumbs up for this one. And if you have any more questions or would like to know a bit more about it, this is my first real review. So I'm happy to take any comments, any questions, and reach out if you need it. But yeah, love the Roof Space 4, definitely recommend it.